Hi, it's Peggy at Headshots by Peggy, and today I'm here with Cornell Thomas.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. You came a long ways.
Yes, I came from New Jersey.
New Jersey just to hang out with me, right?
And the flight was just as long as me coming from Sherman Oaks to here. So it was like, I love LA traffic.
Well, you picked 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's on the road getting to work.
Yeah. Well, I picked 5:45.
You did.
And then you're like, you're on crack. No.
No, true story.
Yeah.
You said, well, how early can you do it? And I smart off and I'm like 5:30 and you're like, perfect. And I was like, no. Are you insane?
Yeah.
Like being camera ready at 7:30 is pushing it.
You were like, wait, oh, you're serious?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, that's the thing with me and my friends they realize that it doesn't matter what time. Like if I say we're a go, like
it's a go.
It's a go. Like when I wake up, I'm up.
Yeah.
But that's also when I wake up, I'm excited for what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Like you wake up, you're excited for what you're gonna do.
Exactly.
So it's different. We're waking up with purpose. When you're not waking up with purpose, you don't want to get out of bed.
That's true.
So we wake up with purpose. So we're just like, okay,
I got
what's the next
stuff to
thing?
do. Like, what can we do now?
What can we do? Yeah.
So I met you at a disabled actor workshop that I was teaching a class on headshots.
Yep.
And you were there, and I was like, hey, this guy's kind of cool. We'll see if you want to come fly all the way out.
Yeah.
He didn't really fly out to see me. He has meetings this weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm telling myself that he came out just for this vlog.
It was just for this.
Just for this vlog. That's how cool this vlog is.
Yeah. I would have walked out here for this vlog.
See?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Paul Ford in Elaine Gruber, they did this amazing event. And it's funny because I met Elaine the week before I was at the event.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we had a speaker slot open for I did a positivity summit that week, couple weeks after. And Elaine was like, I'd love to do it. Could you come and speak at this? And I just met Paul like days before. I was like, I looked up Paul, looked what he was doing. I was like, okay, this is a great cause.
Let's do it, yeah.
So anything where I feel like there's injustice or underdog, I'm like, I'm there.
That's how I am too.
So
it's sometimes it feels like a curse because it's like wait, this isn't right. I need to say something.
Yeah.
I'm always that person.
You're always fighting.
I'm always that person that says, hey, wait a minute, this isn't cool.
Yeah, but when I went there, it was great for me. It was a great environment. And I always tell people, speaking is selfish for me because when I give, I feel it like double.
Yeah. Right?
So going there and speaking to them and letting them know how special they were and how great they were and not to let people just generalize them into one thing. I just thought it was great, and the movement they're doing, the all-in movement, is just growing.
We were watching, we just started watching This Is Us, it's in season 3, we just finally started, I mean, we're caught up now, but we just started over these long conversations, like, wait, pause this, and we have this conversation and start again. But we saw one of the guys from that was at the workshop. He was on one of the episodes. So I was like, hey, he was at the workshop. So it's awesome.
That's great.
So that's cool.
Well, it's close to me, being a black male, growing up, being raised by a single black female. My dad passed when I was really young. I've seen it I see injustice firsthand.
Right.
And it's different types of injustice, but injustice is injustice, right?
Right.
Fair is fair. So, and the thing that I love about the all-in movement, the same thing that I talk about for brown people, is not like I don't want anything. I just want a fair shake.
Just a fair shake, yeah.
Just even the playing field. Yeah. I'll beat whoever you put in front of me. I'm not worried about that. Just even it.
Yeah.
So Paul Ford, what they're doing, they're not saying give us a special privilege.
They're saying give us an audition.
Just give us an audition.
Yeah.
And then from there you make your assessment.
Right.
But don't eye test me and think that this person.
Because I'm in a chair, because I'm on crutches, or because I walk with a limp that I can't act because. Yeah, there's an amazing group.
Well, we do that as humans. We do the eye test, right?
We do.
And we just automatically assume that whatever we watch on TV, that's who that person is.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. We don't have conversations. Like, I just met you and I'm here.
Right.
Right? And we're having this conversation. Like, because you're open to it, I'm open to it.
Right.
So I feel like if we just have more conversations as human beings, it'd be better.
That's exactly what I think. If people would just talk, because I grew up in a very small town in northern Kansas. A very small, all-white town in Kansas. There was a Mexican guy that worked out on the farm, and you never saw him in town. Like, you'd see his wife in town shopping, but you never saw him. The only reason I even knew he existed is my mom was friends with his wife, and I spent a summer in Guatemala, and he taught me Spanish.
Wow.
That's literally the only reason I knew he existed. Like, my mom was friends with his wife for a long time. I still never knew
that he was alive. He was like Snuffleupagus.
Yeah, you're like, she's married to a guy that he never came into, and that's, so it's weird because, I never saw injustice growing up. Not that it wasn't there, that the words weren't there. My dad, he was in the Air Force. He grew up, same kind of way, but he was in the Air Force, and he said, hey, there are assholes in every color.
So true.
But the same thing, he's like, there are people that will lay their life down for you. So you never judge. So I was raised just to, not to be judgmental, but I never had a practice in front of me.
Yeah.
I never had that practice.
But your father, think about it, right? This is all like racism, ignorance, right? It's all passed down from generation to generation. Your father came up in an era where that was acceptable. He made it unacceptable in your house.
Exactly.
So it changed the way you think.
Exactly, so, and that's what you have to do. Somebody has to change it.
So that's why I say, like, when ignorant people breed, it drives me nuts. Like, stop having babies, though. Like, please stop having babies, because you're killing shit, right? Because you're breeding another group of ignorant people to come to any race. Right. My mom always says, like, don't judge the carton by the egg. Just judge the egg.
Right.
And that can be police officers, that could be teachers, that could be black, white, Asian, Latino, whatever.
We all do it.
We all do it.
We all do it. Somebody cuts you off in the parking lot.
You're like, mother, and you're like, oh wait, let me chill.
Yeah.
Like, I was driving here, and I just said to the Facebook Live about this, and the Facebook Live title was like something like just like let it roll off the shows, whatever it was. And I'm sitting there, and the light, and here like the light turns green on the highway sometimes, and then they let you go. The light turned green, Peggy. It was a half a second. And this lady looks at me, and she like gives me this like snotty look, and I just started dying laughing.
Yeah,
I said, man, she must be having a bad day.
Right, you can't even take a breath.
But I'm not Vin Diesel. Like, how fast does she want me to go on my rented Camry? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, it's just so funny that the things that we allow to get us upset.
And I know, because this vlog is mainly people in the industry, actors and stuff, and it's, I can tell when people come into my studio for headshots and they just like, from the traffic, it's like, it's like sometimes I want to say, you need, like, should we meditate for a minute?
Do we need to talk? But you have
But I do, so what I do is not say that, because you don't know some people, but, I'll just talk to them and we'll just have a conversation and kind of like get the energy back where it needs to be. But I think what actors don't realize is they walk into auditions with that sometimes.
Yes. So I'm about to see my next meeting with an actress, Stephanie Charles, and she's amazing. She was at the Positivity Summit. And I have a couple actors that I coach, mindset coach. I say, it's so important how you show up. Because as soon as you open that door, the rest of the world does not matter. They don't care that you got cut off. They don't care that you had a flat tire. They don't care about any of that shit.
Exactly.
All they care about is who is in front of me right now and can they play this part. Period.
That's it.
So you have to understand, like, you can be having the worst morning of your life, but once you open that door, that's why, like, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and one of the things that we say is it's a martial art, and we say the mats don't lie, right? The mats are going to show you who you are. And it's so it doesn't matter what's going on right there. If I'm not focused on the mats, I'm gonna get hurt. Like, I'm gonna get something bad's gonna happen. So, and in yoga they say it's just you and your mat. So that's how actors, I think, have to take auditions, right? So as soon as you open that door and you close it, and you take that breath, and you're ready to go do your scene, nothing else matters. Your late rent payment, your car's about to get towed, all that stuff, nothing matters. It's just that. And then when you walk out, then you can face life.
Then you can face life again.
Sure.
But it's because it shows, and with headshots, I always say, you got this much, and it's all about the micro expressions. But when you're in an audition and you're in front of that camera and you're, it's the same thing. And if you're stressed, you see it. If you're upset, you see it. If you just got in a fight with somebody, like, you've got to be able to let that all go, whatever method you have to use. But you need to let that go. Because I know a lot of people that are great actors, but they have a terrible attitude. And they're like, I never book, I don't know what's up. And I'm thinking, do you walk in like that? I don't say it, but I'm thinking, I'm wondering, like, because of this, because of that. And I'm like, well, if you walk in like that,
When the people I coach, the one thing they know from me right away, I keep it 100, like, I keep it real. So when I have someone that I think their attitude's crap, I'll straight up be like, you're not being booked because your attitude's terrible.
Right.
So unless you want to change that, because think about it, if you're walking down the street, you energy wise, you can feel people that are like, that's some great energy.
Yeah.
So if you're coming in there with that, oh, I know they're probably not going to book me again because A excuse, B excuse, C excuse, D excuse, all the way down the line. Guess what? You're not going to get booked. Exactly. But if you come in there like, it's like a conversation. I don't expect anything from a conversation. Like me and you talk, I didn't expect me to be here and do a vlog. Right. There's no expectation. Same thing with audition. Don't expect anything. Just go out there and do everything you can. At the end of the day, it's over. You can't get it back.
You can't get it back.
You cannot get the audition back. Same thing when I do a speech. People are like, do you get nervous? I was like, I get excited because it's about the message. Yeah. Right? It's not about me, it's about the message. And once I start speaking, I've already jumped off the plane. Right. There's no coming back unless I'm going to sit there and rock and be quiet and pass out. So as soon as you start your lines, there's no coming back.
And auditions start when you pull up in the parking lot, because somebody's going to see you, how you walk in, how you treat the person taking your name.
How you say hi to the receptionist.
It all matters. I've had casting directors on here before, and they're like, oh yeah, more than once, like, we've loved this person, and then at the end of the day, the receptionist is like, oh man, they were rude to me, and he's like,
what's that line that say how you treat the waiter? Like, something about like how you treat the waiter. Right. Like, I'm gonna look at you how you treat the person that you might think is the least on the totem pole. Exactly. But in the CEO and the janitor, for me, is the same. I don't put anybody. I don't care what you do in life. Right. I don't care what your freaking title is. Exactly. Right. So I don't like. So whenever I speak, people are surprised because I stay until everybody's gone. I'll sign every single book. I'll hug every single person. And I'll always be that way. And I'm like, if you came to see me speak and you want a book that I wrote, I'm staying until the last person gets a hug. Because who am I? Right? I can die just like anybody else. I put my pants on just like everybody else. Right? So I think
cut yourself shaving once in a while, just all the like
time.
Everybody else.
All the time. So I think it's important for actors to understand is never forget that humble attitude that you had getting into the game. And we've all had experience with people that are like, they're known or whatever, and you're like, man, that person carries themselves like a jerk. Never be that person.
Unfortunately, it's sad when you meet somebody that's really famous and you're like, wow, they were cool. Like, that's the unnatural. That's the exception, and that should be how it is. Because you're popular because yes, you're a great actor, but if nobody's watching you, they're not going to book you because they're like, for some reason, like, our ratings go down. What I mean? Sure. Like, it matters. So, like, ultimately, it's not just your talent. It's your fans. It's the people that care about you, that enjoy your artwork,
There was a guy...
I can be the best photographer in the world, but if people don't hire me, then nobody's going to know about it.
And part of it is your personality. People know when they come here, it's going to be a great experience. They're like, Peggy's like, she's upbeat, she's fun, like, this is going to be great.
Well, and that's why I do these vlogs, because finding a photographer it's personal. Because you have to click with them. And so it kind of like, it takes out, it weeds up the people that I don't want to shoot. I already know they don't want to work with me, so we don't have to have.
Great.
So, like, literally, since I've started doing this vlog, I've noticed that, like, I would say 97% of my clients are just awesome.
That's great.
And before it was maybe, 80% were awesome. But I feel like more people that are booking me already get, what they see what they're getting.
And that's what you're going to attract because of who you are
exactly.
as well.
And that's, you always attract the energy.
There's a guy, I always forget this dude's name. He's in a bunch of stuff. He's on Ballers. You know that HBO show Ballers? Yeah. So the white dude, The Rock's his partner, we were at KTLA together. Like, he was going to do a segment, I was doing a segment. And he's on the green room talking to everybody, having a conversation, chill. We're talking about kids, we're talking about all sorts of stuff. I'm from New Jersey, so we're talking about, and I'm like, it's a shame, like you said, the fact that when you meet a normal person, you're like, wow, he's really chill.
He's really chill.
When you meet someone in the street, you don't say that to your friends.
You don't like, oh wow, that lady at the grocery store was nice to me.
She was so cool. What? Like, of course she was.
Of course she was.
We're giving people, but that's the thing, our society, we put people on pedestals. Right. Because of what? Because they're talented at something? I want to put someone on a pedestal that saves someone's life every day. Like the cops and the doctors and the teachers, the people that are educated. Like, those are the people that should be walking the red carpet. Right. If you're talented, you're a talented artist, you're a talented rapper, that's great, but man, bro, like, what makes you better than anybody else? Right. And at the end of the day, all of us are gonna go to the same place.
Yeah.
That's what I always think out. Like this movie, we know the ending of the script. None of us make it out alive. It's not just a black dude in a scary movie. It's like everybody. Like no one makes it out alive.
Yeah.
So why spend your time, making people, not uplifting people, making people feel bad?
Because when for me, I know when I like make somebody feel better, then it makes me feel better. I'm like, wow, they were having a bad day, and I took the time to just give them a hug or to text them or call them or whatever it was, and it matters. I know for me, I was a dumb kid in school, so and it wasn't until I was in the 8th grade that I had one teacher that told me that I wasn't dumb and that I could do anything I wanted. And within 1 year, I went from D's and F's to A's and B's. Like it literally one person to change my perception of myself.
I mean, think about it. This is what you do. Now you're giving that back. So somebody helped you. Someone helped me too in my basketball career early. Someone helped you, and now you're giving that back. If that headshot that they're doing, if that's the headshot that books them, some big movie or some big, they'll never forget you.
Right.
They're like, man, I went to, Peggy and this is the one that did it.
I have clients all the time, message me, I'm getting auditions, or I booked this.
That's
of course,
awesome.
we're like, turn on the TV.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
There's Pete,
Yeah,
there's
it's like,
Sally.
oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, but that's great because you can see it. You see people live out their dreams.
Exactly.
That's dope. I love people. I love meeting people that are great people. Like, hey, this is what I want to do, and then you see them, you're like,
they did it.
That's great. They did it.
They did it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I'm meeting with actors. Fascinating me. I have a friend who's Alyssa Cleese. She's an actor out in New York, and she's like, Cornell, you just need to go to LA. You just need to coach actors.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but she's like, you just need to coach actors because we talk about mindset all the time.
Right.
And I said, it's just like an athlete getting ready for a fight or getting ready for a game. Right. It's the same thing. Your preparation, everything is key. Like your mindset is crucial in terms of when you're in the no business. In the no businesses, you're gonna hear no more than you hear yes. And when doors are slammed in your face and people are saying, I don't like you for this role.
Right.
You have to separate yourself from the role and say, it's just like when you go to Foot Locker or wherever and you're gonna buy a pair of sneakers. You say, hey, for me, do you have a size 15? You're like, oh, let's check. And they come back with 9 sneakers that I don't want. That's not what I want. I don't want kangaroos. Like I want these Adidas, right? So, same thing when you're going for a role. They might have in their mind exactly what they want.
Exactly.
You might just not be it. It doesn't mean that they don't like Peggy or they don't like Cornell. It's for this role, you are not it. So the way you conduct yourself after that information is given to you is everything, because they might have a role down the line.
Exactly.
Where they say, I like this person.
That's the deal. When you get in the door, you make an impression, they remember you. Merritt gets called in for auditions all the time that he didn't submit for, that his manager didn't submit for, that his agent didn't submit for. The casting people, hey, I remember he auditioned for blah, blah, blah. He'd be great for this part. They call him in all the time.
He's a good dude.
And, and they, that's your job, is to do your audition and leave. Like, it's not your job to book, because you have no control over it.
It reminds me of speaking a little bit, because whenever I tell speakers that want to get into what I'm doing, whenever you go speak, there should be at least 1 or 2 opportunities in that crowd if you're good enough. There should be 1 or 2 opportunities in that crowd if you're good enough.
Yeah.
So think of it in terms of this round. Whenever you go audition, there might not be that role, but there should be at least another role that comes out of it, or at least another audition that comes out of it, if you're good enough. But you have to be on your grind, and then you have to. It's funny because we're so used to purge information, we assimilate information, then we spit it out, and then it's gone. It's the same thing with here. Like you go on these lines, and then you do them, and then you forget them, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Think about it the same way. If the audition doesn't go great, forget it.
You gotta drop it.
It's done. Because there's another audition right down the street.
Right.
And there's millions of people doing what you do. So while you sit home, listening to Enya and eating a bucket of ice cream, someone's going on the auditions that you could be going on.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to kind of forget it. I do improv too in New York at UCB, and the best thing about improv for me is you'll never play that same character again. You'll never ever do the same scene again, and you just forget it after you say it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of improv, and it's not about you. It's about like your team, right? So it's like there's just so many parallels from what I do, and that's why when I was talking at the All In event, I was just like, I just felt the people. I was like, this is great, man. I was like, I love these people. They're really going after a dream, and they're doing it. They're going after something that people are telling them they can't do.
Exactly.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
People are like, no, you can't do this. Like, okay, watch, hold my beer.
Yeah.
You know, like, hold my beer, I'll show you.
And that's the kind of person I've always been. It's like a challenge. You tell me that I can't do something, you know, because I'm a woman or because of this or because of that. It's like, oh, okay.
Sure, we'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
We'll send a picture of it later. You know, it's like
watch me work. Watch me work.
And it could be something that I'm not even that interested in, but I will do it just for the point.
Yeah. It's competitive fire.
It's like then it's like okay, check.
Yeah.
I can move on.
Sure.
But you know, in all seriousness, you know what you do really matters, and people need to understand that you've got to have your head in the game.
Yeah.
So you do conferences, you do one-on-one coaching. Tell us what you do and how people can get involved with that.
Yeah, so I do an event called the Positivity Summit.
Which we missed.
Which is okay, but I do them all over. So we did one in New York, one in New Jersey, one in LA. Next one's in Canada, Alberta, Canada, April 27th, 28th. And then I'm doing another one in I think Edmonton, and then we're going to England in September. So it's an event where it's one day of just great speakers, workshops, and there's another day of outreach. So we've been targeting the homeless community, displaced people. So my thinking is about all these people that are here at this event, why not use this and let's go do something instead of just talking about doing something.
Right.
So that's one of the things that I do. I'm actually working on a TV show called On Purpose that I created, which is, we shot the trailer for it like last year. So I'm working on getting that picked up. And then I do one-on-one coaching, mindset coaching, and I also do executive coaching on emotional intelligence, because that's something that is so severely lacking from leaders, is they don't get to know who they're leading, and they just kind of lead with the iron fist and don't realize people don't want to play for you if that's the way you're going to be as a leader.
Exactly.
So that's another thing that I do as well. And then I just speak all over and do workshops and conferences and talk to corporations. So every day I wake up, I'm helping someone.
That's cool.
And that's what I love about what I do.
Yeah. So what is the coolest success story you can tell us? Like somebody that came in and you were even like, well, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man, there's a lot. So see, and it's all relative, because there's the success stories where people have been to the point where they don't want to be on earth. And now they're doing great. Right? So that's like the most extreme success story. But I would say, a success story for me was, I had a guy that I used to coach, and he was just a hardhead. He was just like I was, like a knucklehead. And I would kick him off the team, and he'd come back, and I'm just like, man, this kid just doesn't get it. And then like 4 years after he graduated from this junior college, I got an email. I didn't talk to him for 4 years.
Yeah.
I got an email. Coach, I just want to let you know I apologize, and I'm coaching kids now. I see what you were saying, and blah blah. And it made me tear up.
Yeah.
Like, wow, sometimes it's not when they get it, it's if they get it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is 4 years after I used to just get into it with this kid, and he's messaging me and saying thank you for the lesson.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what I'm doing is it's starting to stick.
Exactly.
So, but I talk to people, like when I go and speak, and I can tell you when I speak, I can tell the single mothers in the crowd.
Yeah.
Because, when I talk about my mom, they're the ones like, I can see like who is who. Like, I love speaking because I don't even like when the lights are really bright, because then I can't see out. I think there was this lady, Brene Brown, that was saying this as well. When the lights are really bright, you can't see the audience. I want to see faces.
Yeah.
I don't like being on the stage. I like to get down from the stage and just kind of walk and talk.
Yeah.
Because then there's a more connection. There's a connection.
There's a connection.
And it's very
feed off of that.
Yeah, it's very similar to acting. It's very similar in terms of that, where you do an audition and it's like you want these people to feel you.
Yeah.
Like you want these people to know, hey, I'm comfortable in this space. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
And one thing I tell speakers a lot is never apologize. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm like so nervous. Like, what? Yeah. Like, never apologize. Be unapologetic in your craft. You don't, in the middle of your script, if you flub a line or whatever, just go. Like, go back and do it.
Yeah.
This is your time. Right? When I'm speaking, there'll be times when I'll make flub a sentence. So, I'm not gonna bring attention to it. Like, oh my gosh, wasn't that a bad sentence? They're not even thinking about that. Like, just move on to the next thing.
Exactly.
So I just love being in front of people. I want to speak I want to speak 100 times this year. I spoke 47 times last year.
Wow.
I want to speak 100 times this year.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, my plan is crazy. My wife is like, you're not.
And you got a couple of small kids.
Bryce is 5, Nye is 3.
Wow.
And now my daughter is gangster. She's nuts. But the cool thing is, whenever I go places, I never go for more than like 2 nights.
Yeah.
I'm an assassin. I go in, do my thing, and I come head over. I don't say to people like, oh man, you're in California. I'm like, yeah, but I'm in meetings all day.
Yeah, it's starting.
I'm not going to Santa Monica. You know, start at 5. I'm not in Santa Monica like, oh, let me enjoy the beach. My tan is already good. I'm good with my tan. You know, like I'm going to meet with people and connecting with people.
That's cool.
You know, but I love connecting with people like you, Peggy, that are doing good things for other people, right? And your EQ, your emotional intelligence is so high because you can read the person as they come to you.
Yeah.
Right? That's a superpower.
Yeah.
You know, and for you, it's like getting people to be their best selves on days where they may not feel like it, and helping them see the bigger picture.
Yeah. Like,
okay, it's not about you right now. It's about, man, this person is going to look at this headshot and be blown away by it. So I think that's special. So I love stuff like this. This is great for me.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time, and,
awesome.
And I know you're going to get right back on the road and get right back in traffic.
Can't wait.
I know, right? So I know you're on Instagram.
Yep.
I know you're on Facebook. I think you're on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter too.
All right, so I'm going to put all that in the description so people can follow you and get
reach
involved
out.
And reach out.
Reach out. Like when you reach out to me, you're gonna be very. It's gonna be weird. I'm gonna reach out to you right back. When people reach out, they're like, "Wow, you just contacted me right." I was like, "What am I supposed to do when you reach out to me?
Yeah.
Like not message you? You know, like when people reach out, they're like, "Hey, man, I'm going through this, or I'm interested in coaching." I always contact them back, like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Because you never know who you can.
You never know. You never know who you're talking to. You never know. You never know. You never know.
You never know.
And that's why, when I'm driving, I always smile. Yeah. I used to have road rage issues. I did. This is a true story. And what got me over it is I put my company website on the back of my windshield, and that stopped that right now.
That is smart.
But then, later, I mean, this was years and years and years ago. But then later I realized, you don't know who.
You could be, flicking off Jason Statham.
You
he could be doing a headshot.
You
you have no idea.
You don't know who you're gonna.
But what a great idea, though. Like, because that holds you accountable.
It does.
Yeah. But I'll be real with you. Like, if I'm driving my 5 and 3-year-old and someone's coming close to my car, I'm like, bro, we better chill out. If I'm by myself, whatever. But if my little ones or my family's in the car, I'm like, all right, man, like, relax.
Papa Bear.
Yeah, Papa Bear gets a little swole up on people.
That's funny. So go out and make it happen.
Do it.
Get headshots.
Get headshots by Peg.
No, but seriously, you have to, get training, get out there, be perfecting your craft every single day.
And education is free. We have something called the internet. I don't know
if
you've heard of it. Education is free. If you want to work on your mindset, and you're like, hey, I'm a strong actor, I don't have money to hire a coach or whatever, just go on YouTube
and start.
Just start going from there.
You don't have to agree with or believe everything, but at least you get, you see what they're saying, and what resonates with you, you keep them. What are they saying, and if it resonates with you, you keep it.
Take out the extraneous.
Exactly.
Take what's useful.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm gonna leave all of his social media stuff.
Cool.
So make sure you go follow him. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. And most importantly, have an amazing day.
See ya.
We did it.
Awesome. This is great.
Yeah, it was great. My phone apparently wasn't on battery. I know, I was like, that surely isn't me. That can't be me.